The second semi-final, the Afghanistan Eagles are taking on Afzal's Pakistani Sultans. The captains are already here. Afzal, of course, of Pakistani Sultan. Alongside him, Zaki Mirane, the captain of Afghanistan Eagles, to oversee the toss. Our officials today are Brian and Rodney. The coin will be flipped now in overcast conditions. Heads is the call. What's it, Brian?
Let me have a look.
As it is.
As it is.
Heads it is. What have you decided to do, Afzal? If you can have you over here, yeah.
We're gonna have a ball first.
Is it because of the surface or the sky?
It's both pretty much, yeah. Fresh wicket and overcast conditions. It's a good chance to have a ball first.
You have tearaway fast bowlers. They love to exploit conditions as well. Do you think the first 30 minutes will be crucial in terms of the moisture available?
Yeah, it's we have a good bowling side and it's pretty good wicket to bowl on and overcast conditions as well. So, yeah.
Any changes in the side?
Yeah, we have two changes. Blake comes in at the he replaced the Ali, and then the Rahman comes in. He replaced the Junaid.
Oh, it's been quite a roller coaster ride for you the entire tournament. All the very best for the big semi-final.
Yeah, thank you.
Zaki, what would you have done?
We wanted the ball first as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is what it is. We just got to do the best we can, batting first, and set a big total.
Since you understand that the moisture level will play a part eventually, the cushion that you'd want is about 20 to 30 runs. How much would it be eventually that you're looking at?
I don't know. It's a fresh wicket, so we got to see how the early overs play, and we've got to set a target from there.
Captaincy has been something that's second nature to you, it seems.
Yeah.
And any changes in the side?
Yeah, we have a few. The officials will get the team shit. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Have a good one, Zaki.
Thank you.
So the news from the centre. Afzal of Pakistani Sultan says he wants to be bowling first.
ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते किसी के लिए।
मार खाएगा पहले जाना।
semi-final is U-19. Afghanistan taking on Pakistani Sultans. बारिश है वजह की रुकी पड़ी है सेकंड सेमीफाइनल, लेकिन मज़ा फिर भी आएगा। बहुत जल्द बारिश हट जाएगी और हम यही उम्मीद करेंगे कि क्रिकेट हमें देखने को मिलेगा और बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा, जिससे बहुत लड़कों को सीखने को मिला है ACL अंडर-19 में। पहले हम बात करेंगे अब्दुल राफे से, पाकिस्तानी सुल्तान के। अब्दुल, पहले तो फैसिलिटीज़ कैसे मिली हैं आपको ACL से, उसके बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे? और इतने तजुर्बेकार लोगों के साथ जब आप खेलते हैं तो कितना सीखने को मिलता है आपको?
हाँ सही है, मतलब बहुत सीखने को मिलता है। फैसिलिटीज़ मतलब टिप टॉप क्लास है, मतलब ACL ने मतलब जो हमारे लिए अरेंज किया, मतलब ऑनेस्टली मतलब और नहीं मांग सकते, ये मतलब इस टॉप क्लास।
ऑस्ट्रेलिया में क्रिकेट खेलना और उसके हिसाब से अडेप्ट करना, वो आपने कहाँ से सीखा और कितना सीखा है? और सबसे ज़्यादा दिक्कत अगर किसी बात की हो अडेप्टेशन में तो वो क्या थी?
मुश्किल मतलब यही होएगा कि मतलब यहाँ पर विकेट्स थोड़ी तेज़ है, मतलब लेकिन मुश्किल नहीं है, लेकिन इसलिए मैं यहाँ पर मतलब यहाँ ही मैं खेल रहा हूँ। सारी क्रिकेट मैं यहाँ से ही शुरू की है। आई थिंक 5 सालों से मैं खेल रहा हूँ यहाँ ऑस्ट्रेलिया में, तो मुश्किल मैं नहीं कहूँगा, लेकिन आई थिंक अडेप्टेशन की जब बात होती है तो फिर मतलब टर्फ विकेट्स पे खेलना, मतलब बैक इन मेलबर्न, मतलब ये यहाँ वहाँ से ही सीखा है।
इतना खूबसूरत मैदान और यहाँ से तो माउंटेन्स भी आपको दिखते हैं। कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ बिल्कुल ये भी पाकिस्तान ही है, बहुत खूबसूरत।
बहुत खूबसूरत है पाकिस्तान की जो माउंटेन्स है, वहाँ ही मतलब वही फीलिंग आती है हमें जब यहाँ खेलते हैं। मतलब जब व्यू आता है मतलब हमें मतलब बहुत अच्छा फील होता है।
एक आखिरी सवाल, यहाँ पर एक बॉलर होने के नाते मैं ये मानता हूँ कि बैटिंग सर्विसेज ज़्यादा थी, तो आपको उसके हिसाब से अपने आप को पकड़ के चलना था। आप ज़्यादा अपने आप को दिखा नहीं सकते थे कि मैं बाउंसर भी करा दूँ और स्लोअर वन भी करा दूँ, तो वो आपने कैसे अपने आप को कंट्रोल किया? क्योंकि वो एक मेंटल गेम हो जाती है।
आई थिंक ये बात तो मतलब पूरे टीम पे आती है, मतलब टीम क्या डिसाइड करती है जाने से पहले। आई थिंक जब हम इंडिविजुअल जैसे खेलते हैं फिर तब मसला होता है, लेकिन व्हेन मतलब सब टीम के लिए खेलते हैं, मतलब सब चीज़ें ये मतलब अडेप्ट हो जाती है और इसी जीत आती है।
बैटर्स ने भी खूब अच्छा किया कि आपको वो कुशन मिले और आपने भी बेहतरीन परफॉर्मेंसेस दिए। ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट फॉर द सेकंड सेमीफाइनल।
शुक्रिया।
अब बात करेंगे हम बहुत ही फेमस क्रिकेटर से, यहाँ के अफजाल। आइए अफजाल, the captain of Pakistani Sultans. Firstly, how has your experience been captaining this beautiful side?
बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस है इस एक बहुत अच्छी फ्रेंचाइज का।
Yeah.
एक बहुत बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है मेरे लिए अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत अच्छा फील हो रहा है। एक अच्छी फ्रेंचाइज को लीड कर रहा हूँ मैं, तो couldn't ask better than this.
लड़कों ने 110% दिया है और काफ़ी चर्चा रहती है 30 यार्ड सर्कल के अंदर। वो बातचीत क्या होती है अगर आप बता पाएँ तो? क्योंकि आप तो मिड ऑन में रहते हैं, लेकिन हर कोई कुछ ना कुछ कह रहा होता है आपको और फिर आप उस मैसेज को पहुंचाते हैं बॉलर तक।
यही बातचीत होती है कि गिव अप नहीं करना, बस बेसिक्स पे रहना है और अच्छा करना है। टीम वर्क मेक्स अ ड्रीम वर्क, तो
बिल्कुल
यही बातचीत होती है।
आपने कई बेसिक चीज़ें जो पाकिस्तान से सीखी होंगी, वो यहाँ पर ज़्यादा मजबूत बनाती हैं आपको बतौर क्रिकेटर, और वो क्या चीज़ होगी?
वो यही है कि गिव अप नहीं करना, कभी भी स्ट्रांग रहना है, और बस डिलीवर करना है जो आपके पास है, जो आपकी एबिलिटीज़ हैं वो अपने उन पे अच्छा करना है और डिलीवर करना अच्छा 100% देना।
एक टीम तब तक अच्छी रहती है और ऐसे परफॉर्मेंसेस दे पाती है जब मेंटल एस्पेक्ट भी उनका बहुत ही क्लियर रहता है। रोल्स बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से डिवाइडेड हैं आपकी टीम में, और उसका कारण क्या आप बताना चाहेंगे? कि आपके कोचेस हैं और सपोर्ट स्टाफ हैं, उनके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
हमारी जो कोचिंग स्टाफ है वो बहुत अच्छा है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, और जो प्लेयर्स हैं वो अपने रोल्स बेहतर जानते हैं क्योंकि वो काफ़ी क्रिकेट खेले हुए हैं, तो वो काफ़ी अब अपने रोल्स जानते हैं कि हमें क्या करना है, कहाँ पे क्या करना है। तो या 10 प्रीटी मच।
कप्तान बुलाएं और प्लेयर ना आए, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता, तो आप खुद ही बुला दीजिए रयान फारूक को।
थैंक यू।
Ryan, the bright smile tells you that you are in superb form, isn't it? Tells us as well. Firstly, some of your favorite shots, you had to curtail them because this is not that kind of a surface where you could go through the line immediately. You had to respect the bowler. How much of it was important come the bigger games, and what's the mindset that the captain kept you in?
Obviously here in the opening overs it swings a lot and it comes through quick, so you can't really go through the shot as you would in normally, but you got to wait for the ball, wait for the right ball to hit, and the captain just told me just play my game and stay there till the end.
Such a beautiful tournament. The ACL Under-19 allows you to connect to your roots back in Pakistan while you play the most cricket here in Australia. Do the youngsters, as all of them are in this team, come up to you and ask you what better can we do, how better can we tackle the situation in this country too?
They've been asking me quite a lot of questions about how what's the difference here than there. I've been telling them that here it's like the wickets are a bit tough and like some wickets are not really that good for batting, and then bowlers really, especially in Melbourne, the bowlers are on top. Like the wickets move, bounce is unpredictable, so you got to get used to that.
How is the team gelling up? It seems like your team has a lot of fun on and off the field.
Yeah, team lives together, all of us. So we have a pool there. We all every day we.
To you and seeing you again at semi-final and final day. Welcome to you.
Departs without troubling the scorers. There is something on this surface is what he is suggesting. The ball seems to skid. It's a 12-over shootout. We lost out 8 overs due to rain. And Afghanistan Eagles have lost Dave Dubey.
And Dubey, that's a big strike because he's been a real star for the Afghan Eagles up until this point. And that brings... We're playing on a fresh wicket. It's fairly close to the middle of the wicket block. Probably do a little bit in these conditions, given that it, well, the wicket was well covered. The whole square was covered, so that it won't be wet. But just in these conditions, it may just nibble a little bit off the seam. Big shout again. Not out. May have been going down legs. Yeah, looks like the umpire is suggesting down leg. What a start.
A fiery start indeed. There is some movement off the deck. It's a dream start for Pakistani Sultans. And they are mighty pleased with having more pacers in the side. This surface has got something, and a bit of rain has definitely helped. Never thought I'll be able to say this, but a bit of rain has definitely helped the bowlers here. Once again, 3 deliveries later, the ball's yet to make contact with the bat.
And the umpire is the man under pressure at the moment. 3 balls, 3 LBW calls, 2 shaping down leg, 1 given out, still 1 for none. And Smith, who's been batting really nicely from Canberra in the Eagles team, is just not being able to get bat on ball, and the bowling is bustling, it's quick, and the tails are up.
First runs. Second could have been tied, but puts in the dive.
And that's the sort of desperation that we've come to enjoy from the Afghanistan side. A very good running between the wicket team. Been a feature of their play so far, and so many teams would have just settled for 1 there. relaxing after maybe getting off strike, and not Smith. He knows how important every run will be in a final. Gets back, dives in. Terrific running. Punch through mid-wicket. That'll go to the boundary, I think, or is it too little heavy? It's going to be close. I think he's just got his foot in time. And there's my first three. I'm a big fan of the three in T20 cricket. Got a theory that the team that scores the most threes 90% of the time win the games, because they're desperate to just ensure that they get every run. Good play by Smith.
The outfield would be wet due to the spell of rain. So that piece of leather is gathering more weight as it rolls on the grass. On a bright sunny day, that could have gone for 4.
And also that wicket has moved about 2 or 3 wickets towards the eastern side of the ground, which means there's an extra sort of at least 10 to 12 metres. So yes, that yesterday that would have gone for 4. Not today. 1 for 5. Smith on 5. Naik. The other striker, the other batter for the Eagles.
The Eagles taking on the Sultans in the second semi-final of ACL Under-19. Afzal of the Sultans captain. Afzal decided to bowl first after winning the toss. It was a 20-over contest back then. The spell of rain has reduced it to 12, but it hasn't reduced the intensity. First ball, a wicket for Pakistani Sultans.
Second ball, an LBW appeal close. Third ball, an LBW appeal close. So this is quality semi-final cricket between, well, I think these two teams have been my favourite teams the last throughout the tournament, and they meet now in this second semi-final. Let's take a look. Fielding restrictions, of course, for T20. We've got that conventional deep fine leg and deep third man protecting the boundaries behind the wickets. And that's been a little bit of a common outcome for the first ball. And I think it's the younger players maybe being a little bit nervous, just taking a little while to get into their rhythm.
Maybe that, the second option. Bit of a warm-up delivery, it felt like. But you don't want those warm-up deliveries, especially when you have to be right on the money. Look at that run-up. He's starting from the edge of the 30-yard circle. That's a very good collect. Tristan Cornevale. Well, he's got some rocks thudding into those gloves.
And I've just seen a signal for a free hit, so was that called a no ball? I think it may have been. Umpire calling free hit. Be interested to see what Smith does with this, whether he moves along the crease or he just anchors himself and goes for the big shot.
Wide delivery.
Yeah, we had a funny circumstance last night
Yeah.
where we had a series of wides, no balls, and free hits all mixed up, and it got a little bit, what could I say, testy out there at one stage because the umpire wasn't sure, and then the officials went out and just corrected and made sure that we had the right number of balls for the over, and then next ball the batter gets out.
Oh well, just when he thought the wides were done and dusted with. I thought I heard the siren
Yeah, there was a siren.
for the no ball, but we didn't see the signal.
I
Oh,
think
false alarm.
it might have been a false alarm. It might have been a bit delayed as well. But
But
there's
that got the better of me.
look at this lovely run in and approach to the crease. Plenty of energy, plenty of speed.
Oh well. Second would be very tough. And rightly so, they're stuck to a single. Such a good slide put in by the fielder at point, that dive. But he tried to parry it to the nearest fielder, not realizing that the plan was something else for the nearest fielder. He tried to be the second line of defense.
It's a nice shot by Smith. He glided that into the gap. He loves a single. He'll get a single most of the time in the circle.
Straight to the fielder.
Naik yet to get off strike.
Man at third man doesn't get there in time.
And given some width outside, off stump, you just have to throw your hands at that. And if you connect, most of the time that's going to career away down for 4. So that's a nice way to get off the mark with a boundary, Naik. 1 for 13, the Eagles. And this quick bowler will be looking to get back onto that, so that 5th stump line. That's just a single glide down to third man. So a nice start now by the Eagles after losing a wicket first ball. The prize wicket of Dubé is batted beautifully. And 1 for 14. So you'd like to think that now they're at 7 and over, that's going to be the base. 7 runs and over with the limited overs now because of the rain. 12 overs per innings. There's no real time to get yourself settled. You have to basically go ball 1. Naik on 5 will now be on strike. And the wicket taker comes in from the southern end of the North Dalton Oval. Edge outside off, down for 4. And that is the absolute key when they're bowling, where the bowling is quick like this. Make sure that you make some connection. That beat the keeper, too wide for the keeper and down for 4. And that is the key. If I was Naik and talking with Smith, I'd be saying, let's make sure we make some good connection with this, because the ball is going to fly in these conditions. Well bowled. Bat just jams down. Nearly did him for pace then. Lovely start here. So we're looking at a competitive score. 7 and over gives you 84. 8 and over gives you 96. So I would say that's about the minimum total that they will be looking for, the Eagles, in this semi. 84 to 96, they're in that range. Square cutting. Great shot. That's a lovely shot. No edge about that one. Right in the middle of the bat. Beats deep third man. Beats the backward point. Down for 4.
That is the shot of the day. He knew exactly what he was up to. Yes, there was a fielder in the deep. Yes, the third man was squarer than expected. Still so much control, so much class. I think this delivery is a result of trying too hard. He's trying to compensate for the previous one, which was slightly wider than expected, and the batter puts it away.
Yeah, absolutely. And trying too hard's probably been brought by the couple of boundaries. Started so well. Couple of boundaries, and it favours the batsman again.
That's a surprise factor. He's got the pace, he's got the accuracy, so naturally he can get a good bouncer in.
And that was a lovely just flick off his hip there by Naik, who's starting to see the ball nicely.
He's attempted the bouncer a couple of times, Grant. It's important that he sequences it somewhere in between the over to keep the batter guessing, not leave it too late, that it becomes obvious, not expose it too early. Took his hand off. The first sign of lack of timing in an innings so far that's been sublimely timed.
Yeah, he's a good player, this Smith. I've really enjoyed watching he and Dubey bat. I'm disappointed Dubey went out from a personal point of view at the first ball, because I've so enjoyed watching that running between the wickets between those two players. But Naik's making a very good job of it at the moment.
End of 3, 26 for 1.
And 12 off that over. So a good over. That's a win in that over to the Eagles. And 1 for 26. They'll be happy with that. I now think they have their noses in front in this game so far. The run rate's now over 8.5. So that will bring them into that 96 range. So maybe, what do you think's what's in your mind as far as a good score, Suas, in these 12 overs?
90.
90. Okay.
Smaller boundaries compared to the sizes and the dimensions of the ground when the tournament started. It's a 12-over shootout, and 90 allows you that cushion towards the end to keep putting pressure when the opponents come into bat.
New bowler from the southern end. A nice start, right on the money.
It's gone straight to the fielder. Oh, directed, and he was gone.
Absolutely, that was out, Suas. You're in a good angle there, side onto the wicket, and yes, that would have been well out.
Abdul Rafi is such a good fielder wherever you place him. Usually, the captain decides to place the pacers somewhere in the deep. Rafi is an exception.
Given this is a 12-over game, I'd say this would be the last over of the fielding restriction. So look for Smith to go big over the circle at some stage in this over, while there's some clear space above the circle. Has to take advantage of the playing conditions, which have to be adjusted because of the 12-over game.
Let's this one go through. A rare miss by Tristan Carnovale. What a welcome boundary for Afghanistan Eagles.
And that was off the bat. No signal from the umpire, so that's 4 runs to Smith.
Jake moves on to a run ball 11 with the help of that boundary. Ryan 16 of 11. Rafi has decided to go as a non-strikers a couple of times now.
Nice push and run there by Smith, bringing Nayak back onto strike. That's one of the features of Smith's batting, how he seldom hits it directly to the field. He has an awareness about field placements and makes sure he just moves it away from the field.
Afzal is so good when he gets it right in the area where the batter is trying to go for the drive and realizes the ball's just not there. So good to watch. 4 overs gone, 32 for 1.
So smack bang on 8 and over, which will take them to 96. We can expect them to accelerate. So maybe Suas's minimum 90, could maybe 100, and that would be a total they'd be pretty happy with, I would think.
Oh yes. They'll be mighty pleased, given that it's going to be a pressure of chasing as well in the semi-final.
I wonder if that drone that's hanging over the field there has got a camera in it and taking some of these wonderful shots that we've seen of the North Dalton Oval. It's going over the top of the wicket at the moment. I'm so impressed with the social media and the media presence from the Australian Cricket League.
Yeah, credit to Azhar and his team. Some of the lovely shots that we've seen off the bat, credit to the batters. Some lovely shots that you see off the ground and the entire vicinity, thanks to the drone. That's Azhar and team handling that.
And we're now going to introduce some spin in the attack. And yes, the fielding restriction has been lifted, and there are fielders on all points of the boundary.
Slightly deep inside the crease, but still wants to come back for the second. How softly has he played this? Good running.
And that's exactly how you turn a 1 into 2. Don't hit it too hard through the circle. There's plenty of space here on the onside. Smith really times the pace of his shots, and he reverse sweeps over the top. 2 bounces for 4. And this is a quality start now. Advantage to the Eagles. 1 for 38. Smith on 18. Nack on 16. And the informed Smith starting to invent shots and take control of this innings.
It had to be Smith after Dubey's early exit, and Smith doesn't disappoint. Never misses out an opportunity to convert 1 into 2. That is the beauty. Such a good attribute to have as a batter when you have the shots to go for 6s and 4s, and still you believe in converting singles into 2s and dot balls into 1s. Shows you situational awareness can be something that will take you way ahead in life. Cricket is
Sam is
got
a
a lot
very
of parlance.
Very thoughtful
life.
cricketer. Like that's, he just wanted to rotate the strike there, so he said, "No, let's get it just down the ground, take 1, and get Nayak on strike." Just a single with the bowler doing his own fielding. Not sure about leaving this big gap when you're bowling that sort of middle and leg line. A nice use of the feet to finish the over, and 1 for 42 after 5. Just a reminder that this innings has been shortened due to the weather. 12 overs only.
What a gorgeous place we are in to play cricket, to cover cricket. Wollongong is worth exploring. Wollongong. And not just that, I realize there are a lot of trails and treks that we need to make time for.
Yeah, I actually walked on I actually did a bit of a jog, a run on a trail yesterday, and it was really good. I went on the beach this morning and ran on the beach.
And our camera person Deepu is leaving no stone unturned to tell us that there is a beach alongside. The waves crashing into the hill. It's such a beautiful sight.
Reminds us of Cape Town, doesn't it, Suas? A real Cape Town feel about it.
Yeah, especially the shape of the hill alongside.
Yeah.
This round.
Honestly, if you saw the cable car going up, you know, the way you get up the tabletop mountain, is it? Yeah, the way you get up there is, you think that's just close your eyes and you could easily be in Cape Town, and that's probably the most picturesque ground in the world. So, no higher praise.
I wouldn't mind the weather of Cape Town at this stage. It's been hard work for the keeper, Tristan, because the bowlers have forgotten the line, and the third run is taken. Just a lapse in concentration and good running.
And this is what I like about Smith. That was called a wide, so that's 3 wides, but he regularly turns 1s into 2s, 2s into 3s. That's the second 3 now. So in my 3 count, I'm going to put them down. They're down for 2. I like about these two at the moment is they're about rotating the strike, keeping the scoreboard ticking over, keeping the fielding side uncomfortable. There's nothing that the fielding side likes more than a dot ball. Every time you get a run, you're having a little win, mini win, and a big win when you can hit a boundary. What I love about this T20 cricket, there's so many games within the game. And each mini win just takes you that little bit further towards your goals. Now, I would be thinking they're looking at a score of around 100 now, and that's the goal.
A 100 is also psychological pressure that you can put on the opposition. It's a landmark of sorts. 112 overs. If they can get there, they'll be mighty pleased especially after losing Dev Dubey without troubling the scorers. But they're halfway there. 50 for 1.
You're right, Suresh. Remember last night we spoke about the next man up theory now in sport? Well, here's the next man up, isn't it? Like now we're Nick. Your turn to take some control. Corner wide.
Oh well, this will be wide. What does the umpire say? Nothing.
Yeah, no, it's been called a wide.
It's been called a wide?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's a rebolt.
Just tell the viewers, we're side on.
And there's a rare dot ball. Now, if I'm the bowler, I'm saying, where do I find another dot ball? Do I bowl it exactly there again and see if I can get the same result? Copy and paste?
Control C, Control V. Afzal can concentrate a bit on swing here.
Well, he got the dot ball. It was to the offside. But, Suas, what does it mean when the umpire puts his arm out like this? It means two things. It means a no ball, and it also means a free hit.
It is going to be one. Afzal's been all over the place in this over. Tristan's been diving towards his left, which is not a good sign. A wide delivery, then a wide outside off. Now a no ball. And the free hit will continue. It's another wide delivery. Captain Afzal is struggling on a big day. Can he make a comeback now?
And I'm going to make another bold prediction. The
Go for
team that can keep extras lower than the other team will go a long way to winning as well, because we're already on 12 extras.
That's a conventional thought.
That's the free hit. It's gone in the air. Won't matter if he does catch it. He'll look for two, won't take it. Got away with the free hit ball, only one. But 1 for 54 now of 6 overs. That's the halfway mark. So even if they get 54 again, that's 108. They'd be extremely happy with that, I would have thought. And another positive for the Eagles, plenty of wickets in hand. They can really start throwing the bat now with some confidence that they've got players yet to come in that can score big for them.
Those are the boxes that we all are in. Our scorers, commentators. You know, Azhar plays Steve. That's handling photography. where all the magic happens.
So we're just crossed the halfway mark of the 12 over innings. And we've got a couple of players well set. Smith on 23 and Naik 19. And when we take a look at the field, it's very well protected on in front of the wicket. Deep mid wicket, deep long on, deep long off, deep cover sweeping, deep backward square leg.
A lot of runs available on the leg side, but the risk of playing cross-padded also prevails.
I feel an inventive shot coming on here, Suas. There it was. Down 4.
Spot on. The bowler believed that he can eke out an LBW.
Can I just give you my thinking on why I said that?
Go for it.
Because
Really well done, though.
because Smith would have been so frustrated that he hit the last ball straight to a fielder, the only one on the offside, and didn't you pick up his normal single, that he said, right, I need to do something different with this shot. And I know he can reverse, and that's exactly what he did.
It was a good shout, though. Got a bit of bat first, even if it got a taste of the pad.
And this is a very encouraging innings here for the Eagles. See them all sitting over, some of them standing up outside the dugout. The next batter's in.
Really well called, Grant. Pakistani Sultans need you at this stage. You're one step ahead of the batter.
Well, I know Sahal very well, and Sahal is, of course, the captain of the Sultans Open team that played in Cranbourne. So a highly experienced, highly respected cricketer. And, yeah, I'm sure he's got a read on the game at the moment. And it will be all about restricting boundaries. I'd be very keen to take some wickets if I was him right now, because of these players being so well set and ready to launch. It was 1 for 61, so there was 7 off that over. So a good over, given that most have been going for about 8 to 9. So we're now into that second half of the innings. And the Sultans are going back to their big quick. Some adjustments being made to the field. Deep long on, coming around a little bit. Man right on deep square leg. Deep fine leg. Deep third man, deep cover sweeping. So this brings Smith back on the strike. He's on 28. See him eyeing off this leg side field. You can see there's at least a single, maybe 2. And good running, good controlled running.
Time for a big shot. 2 set batters in Jake and Ryan out there for Afghanistan Eagles, who do the mending work after losing Dubey early. And in a very strong position right now, the Eagles, 63 for 1. It's a team that's been playing the second game of the day. or sometimes even the third. Today to be playing the first game. The conditions are a little different from what they've battled against oppositions in the previous few games. But they've still got it in them to adjust and adapt so quickly.
Yeah, how often do you see the number 3 play the role of an opener? He was in second ball, Smith. Big shout. With the first ball he faced. Survived, and now 29 leading the way for his Eagles team. Just noticed Nag's first movement is back in his crease. Sort of gets set back. I wonder if he's doing that every ball. I'm going to watch him now just to see if that's what he's doing, if that's his natural approach to the bowler's delivery stride. Deep fine leg just coming around a touch finer.
What's his line going to be? It's going to be outside off because there's a backward point in place and third man is slightly wider. The gap between them can be exploited. Well, he's decided to go straight over mid-off. And it's a lovely area to score runs.
That's such clever batting. Let's see where the pockets are. Let's see where the areas of opportunity are in the field. Straight down the ground, over the short mid-off in the circle, and down for 4. There's got to be some element of premeditation in that. If the ball's up, I'm going to go down the ground. But so well played.
Good comeback by Abdul. Almost came in the line of the throw.
And I wouldn't mind $1 for every time I've seen Smith just glide one down to the gully and take one like that. One of his favourite shots. Into the other. 1 for 69 off 8.
I should say he almost came in the line of fire, because when you look at it again from a different angle, he was quite far away from the throw. Not obscuring the stumps, but still could have hurt him. Ryan.
So we're just under that 9 runs and over. Which is what you would like to be around about that at this stage of a 12 over game. So there are only 4 overs remaining. The score is 69, near close to 70. And we believe that to score over 100 to 110 would be super competitive. So let's see how many dot balls or ones the Eagles can be restricted to in this over. 4 to go. Swing over the top of the short cover down. Sweeper comes across from the cover region. 2 runs. Nice shot. Smith on 36. Nag 23. Nag's playing a nice little sheet anchor roll here. Scoring when he can and getting singles to get Smith back on strike. Good team batting. So we'll bring the deep fine leg back up into the circle so we can got more protection on the offside. And Smith sees that, and that was an opportunity that he was looking to capitalise on. Swing that around over the top of the man at deep fine leg and short fine leg, I beg your pardon, and now he's going back. Yep, the Sultans aren't going to risk that. We've seen him play shots like that before, and now they're now going to protect the fine leg boundary, which means that they need to bring another player in. But they've brought Long off up into the circle.
Ooh, that is serious pace.
And so far this has been a really nice over for the Sultans. Only 2 off. Swinging down, 1 bounce, 2 bounces, runs into the boundary. And you just had a feeling something was going to happen there as well, given that there'd only been 2 runs off the over. Just drags down a little bit. Cross-bat shot by Smith, who now goes to 40. And a no ball. No ball called, so this will be a free hit. Extras, an enemy of the Eagles at the Sultans at the moment. Driving outside off. Beautiful shot. Front foot square drive. Takes toll of the extra ball. The free hit.
Jake Smith is the perfect mixture of orthodoxy and unorthodoxy. Doesn't get carried away by the fact that it's a free hit, so he can try something unorthodox, take more risks. Because it was there in his slot, he went for a conventional stroke and got 4. Once again, pushed it in the gap, will get 4 runs, so pleasing on the eye.
And I like your point there, Suas. He plays still, though he's chasing runs, he still plays each ball on its merits. But if he gets a little bit frustrated or a little bit courageous, he says, I'm going to invent 1, 2, and he preempts them. He doesn't do that very often. He's happy to back himself, back his skill level, and play the ball on its merit. That was a lovely shot.
No damage done.
Lucky he didn't get that. He didn't get that at all because, well, if he had got it, it probably goes for 6, but mistimed. Still there.
And that's what matters for the Eagles. 85 for 1. I was talking about a 90. 90 is a touching distance for them. It's within touching distance. 100 is on the cards. Easily. Smith's just 1 away from his half century. And an important half century in a curtailed semi-final game.
Yeah, I've got my thinking is that 50 is still a wonderful milestone for batters. They love it. So look for that, push that single, get the 50, then go again. Plenty of singles. Okay, we're getting some direction from our officiators off the field, the officials. Let's take a look what happens with this field though. Sweeper cover comes out. The deep mid wicket is now moving around to that sort of deep square leg position. There's a deep long off. But I'm predicting a single or a two. And there it is. There's his half century, and his team will be very supportive of that. He's acknowledging his team, and so he should. It's been a terrific innings. No time to think about sitting down. He was out there second ball. His teammate from Canberra was unlucky enough to get one of those good first ball and a dismissal.
He's handled the pressure really well, Jake. And he's also runs like these for the partners of his. Ever so fit and fine. And I love the fact that he never lets the bowler settle down. It's been a 50 of the highest order. Under pressure, walking in, 0 for 1.
He runs like, reminds me of Dean Jones. So fast between the wickets, slides in, gets his gloves to the ground and back he goes. Shot.
Now, Naik joins the party. Every time there's been a mid-on or a mid-off, they've decided to throw full throttle at it. And the Eagles, well, the Eagles have put wings on the ball too. This one flew.
And flew for 6. The umpire just conferred with his square leg, and it looks like it at least hit the boundary rope on the full. Whichever way, it was 6. And it's time to really cash in now for Jake Smith.
And that's how he cashes in. One step ahead all the time. I think Jake is living in a different dimension altogether. Unfurling his shots come the big semi-final.
How lovely is it to see a player just decide to build an innings, limit risk, get the pace of the wicket. It's a new wicket. He hasn't played on this wicket before. I dare say he's never played on the ground before this tournament. And now he's in full control, picking and choosing. And the push for 1. Good batting, Jake Smith. That takes him to 58. The score 1 for 93. Is that 57? 57 and 1 for 93. And Naik has just been an observer the last few overs. Back on strike. And if I was here, I'd be attempting to get Smith back down to the striking end. Flick. Gonna pick up 1. Good job. Well played. End of the over. Scoreboard's got 1 for 94. And that'd be about right. Yeah, 1 for 94. Smith 57, Naik 24. 2 overs to go. So at 94, so 10 and over takes them 114. Suez was looking at suggesting around 90, and that was at the start of the innings, or close to the start of the innings.
semi-final after losing an early wicket shows the highest definition of positivity and the mindset with which this team has taken the field today. They're in it to win it. And that's been a problem for the Pakistani Sultans. The wide deliveries. Reload.
And extras, 14.
Extras have been a problem. There's only one team that has beaten the extras despite giving away so many extras and able to curtail opponents from getting to even 140, and those are the Kangaroos. How do they achieve it? What's the magic? I think on either side of those extras, they're picking up wickets. The extras curse will continue. Why is it happening? Is he trying too hard?
Yeah, I think so. I think you nailed it before. You said, look, it's when they start to over-try. It's certainly as a circumstance of the field, the batting team being on top. And you just get scramble your thoughts sometimes. Will I go outside off? No, he'll hit me big on the offside. Will I drop short? No, he could hit me on the square leg boundary. And often the best thing to do is just try and stay, well, the absolute best thing to do is stay Yorker length right around 5th stump, 3rd stump, 4th stump line. But that's just hard to deliver every ball because the full toss comes into play. And that's not what you don't want. Only 3 off so far this over.
Oh, gets it. What a dive. Jake. He is the epitome of fitness at this stage.
And he's the epitome of a cricketer that's very thoughtful. You could see that his partner, Naik, well, he wasn't getting much to hit because it was bowling wides down leg, but also knew how important it was just to get himself back on strike because of the form that he's in at the moment.
My question is, why is he trying to bowl quick? Now that's the problem if he tries to bowl quick. Jake loves it when it comes out of the bat. 2 more are taken. It's not just the boundaries, it's the running between the wickets that has stood out today. Between Smith and Naik, 100 comes up and the partnership is 100 too.
1 for 100 after losing a wicket the very first ball of the innings. Yeah, you're right, Suas. I think you've picked up something really good there. This doesn't have too many varieties. He's kind of one pace. And that's kind of playing into the hands of the Eagles. Just needs a slow ball, a variety ball. There's a short one. That should be out. It is out.
Yeah, Ryan Farooq doesn't miss any, and that's the end of a tremendous innings by Jake under pressure. In a big semi-final, turned up with 0 for 1 on the scorecard. Ensured that he gets his team to 100 before he falls prey to a shorter delivery. What a marvellous innings it's been under pressure. And Jake would believe he's given the cushion to the bowlers required to pull out a win and find themselves in the finale. Who will the Kangaroos face?
And look, as he walks off, big contented smile on his face. Of course, he'd love to be there right to the end. But he went down swinging, did the team thing. And he gets a lovely round of applause from his teammates, because he's put them in a very good position to go through to the finale.
What an innings. I think that innings was characterized by handling pressure, positive batting, and staying one step ahead of the opponents. It was a lovely mixture of all these 3 things.
So, yeah, what I think that's summarised up is a really good cricketing mind and a way of assessing a situation and playing to the conditions.
There was an online poll on YouTube. Of course, if you're enjoying the match on Set Sports, you get to participate on online polls as well. 81% Pakistan, 19% Afghanistan 10 to 12 minutes ago. How quickly has that changed? That is pinged off his bat. If you think you can catch it, then boy oh boy you would be wrong. Fielder in the deep, realized it the hard way.
And look, that was the wrong option from the bowler. He just got a wicket with the short ball, mistimed. New player comes in, plenty of energy, drops it short again, and it went the journey of. And here's the bowler who took the wickets early on by keeping the ball up.
Would you believe it? Picking up a wicket very first ball. That was a slower delivery. Those have been few and far in between, and the reason for that has been absolutely inexplicable. There needed to be more slower deliveries. They were feeding pace to Jake, and Jake was dispatching them to all parts. 106 for 2. The moment it became 0 for 1, we all thought it was going to be a similar story. Pakistani fast bowlers unleashing themselves on the opponents come the big semi-final. But then Jake turned it around.
Yeah, we thought that because Dubé was such a vital, batter for the Afghanistan Eagles. We had identified him as being key to a big innings, and then when he goes out first ball, all of a sudden all our views changed. But we'll see fewer better innings than that today, I would think. Jake Smith.
In the league stage, Angus came up with a gem of an innings. That 66 in the very first game that he played against the Kiwis under pressure was something to talk about, and will still remain something to talk about for a long time. And now Jake's innings is right up there because the stakes are higher.
And of course you're talking, oh, good shot. Has that got the legs to go? They're coming. Yes, they've picked it up. And there's confusion, backward and forward of the batters. Back he goes. Yeah, you're talking about Angus Bloxham plays for the Kangaroos. Couple of 60s, a first ball duck. Is bowled okay, but of course he's already through to the final, so it could be a clash of the two players that are in form. Could be. Sultans are not saying that. They're going to be in it.
Soft hands will get a single still. This is a very good total.
And this is the last over. And we said 114. 2 for 109. Naik, 27. Carries his bat so far through the innings. And let's not underestimate how important that's been. When you've got that anchor, that person anchoring the innings, it gives the player that's in form that little more confidence to make sure that to go, knowing that Naik is going to be staying at the crease. There's a slower ball. I'm not a big subscriber of 6 different deliveries in an over. They're hard to produce that. If you've got 6.
You're a subscriber of 8 different deliveries in an over.
We're allowing for wides and no balls.
As a keeper, he doesn't really mind what's thrown at you as long as the bowler is able to convey beforehand. Good slower delivery. And he could sense that the slower deliveries are troubling not just the batter but the keeper, whose interception point is way beyond the batter. Where were these deliveries hiding? Entire Jake's innings, I think he got one slower delivery to face. That's it.
Yeah, you picked it up, and I think you're so right. became too predictable, and batters love that. We've got such a good surface to play on that it really is relying on the bowlers to provide the variation, because they're not getting any variation from the wicket. The wicket's so good.
Comes back for the second run. They're so measured in their running, and still they take two. They didn't hurry at all, and the proof of that is that the birds decided to walk away from the charging fielder and not fly.
I would too. if I was
Didn't
them.
hurry it
They
at
have
all.
a big issue with the seagulls at the MCG, and so often,
Yeah?
too often, you see them get hit.
Seagulls getting hit.
Yeah, get a birdie. No, they're not playing golf, they're playing cricket. 2 for 112. Last couple of balls. And that's not the line, unfortunately, for the bowler. Right on legs some. That was the last ball. 2 for 116. And we said 114, so we're pretty close, weren't we, Suresh?
I was 90. I'm way off. I said 90 after
no,
0 for 1.
You're allowed to actually adjust as you went through, but what a good innings.
Yeah, what a terrific innings. It's Jake factor that's caused all this to happen for the Afghanistan Eagles, who spread their wings. The Seagulls came out here to see their distant cousins in Eagles, and the Eagles have soared today to 116 after 0 for 1. Pakistani Sultans, they picked up the first wicket and perhaps became a little lackadaisical, and that will come back to haunt them now. 117 is not going to be easy, especially on this track with the ball doing a little bit. It's going to be a team that is going to read the conditions better, which is going to be in the final as well.
So a score of around about, 10 and over will be required by the Sultans. 9.66 the run rate. A really good effort in the second semi-final. We'll be back for the run chase.
starting with spin. Spinners. Well, spinners were, let's just say, a type of crafty bowlers who weren't seen much in the first innings. The two teams playing a same game, of course, are reading the same conditions differently.
Yeah, game of chess. Welcome back. Second semi-final. ACL 2024 for the under-19s. Pakistan Sultans versus the Afghan Eagles. And we've had a score check. We believe it's 1-2-1. The total. Sultans, Mir and Farouk.
Don't know about the bowler, but the Seagulls are so sure that the batter is not going to go leg side-ish that every Seagull is settled in leg side.
Yes, yes.
And both the innings start with an appeal.
And an LBW appeal at that. And I've been really impressed with this young leggy. Lands the first one beautifully. And it was a big appeal. Fielder's out, deep, long on. And deep mid-wicket.
They've got to make the most of the power play, which is in a curtailed game of 12 overs, only 3 overs.
I love the thinking here. Let's bring the slow bowler on. We talked about the slow ball. Complete, as you said, Suez, opposite to the Sultans' approach, but went attack with fast bowlers.
Every moment that the sky cooperates is precious. An overcast day like this. And I'll tell you what, the spinners, they'll be earning a lot of blessings today from so many people. They finish overs quickly, don't they?
They certainly do. And we've got cloud cover. We've got a shortened game, restricted game because of the rain earlier this morning. 12 overs. And so far the calculated risk to start the leggy is bearing fruit.
Oh, that's a very good shot. Mid-off up in the circle. Just a gentle push over him and the ball will go for 4.
Yeah, good shot by Mir. And how often do we see it? The last ball goes for a boundary and it's the warning ball for most bowlers. Let me get through this over without giving away a boundary. So the comparison, 1 for 5, the Eagles, no wicket for 6 for the Sultans. So the Sultans nose in front. There just doesn't seem to be much urgency out there at the moment to get placed into the field. Let's get through this. Now there's a little bit of jogging. They're having a committee meeting out there. Come on, boys, what are we doing?
Safi, a very passionate fast bowler.
Had to talk to his brother, who's the physio for the team. Works for Port Adelaide, which is a AFL team in Adelaide, but barracks for the opposition, their main opposition, the Crows, Adelaide Crows. So that's an interesting one. Sure, he doesn't tell Port Adelaide boys that too often. It looks like his brother. Talking to me, telling me about living in Afghanistan, how they came over here about 14, 15 years ago and didn't have a choice of what state to go to, and was given South Australia, and took a while because it was pretty quiet. It was a bit of a change, big change for him, of course, but loves it now. Got used to it and is now starting to be a physio after doing human movements. Safi's brother. It could be his twin brother too. They look practically identical. So he was very impressed with the way he bowled 2 games ago. He started with wickets and started with good pace. He bowled from the southern end, coming in from the northern end.
I like that he did not go up in appeal. Instead went to fetch the ball right away. That shows the bravery, and not just that, that also shows the fact that he's so certain that he will deliver one in this over, which will wrap on the pads, or he will create another opportunity. Self-belief is key.
What I'd like to do is give another, as the head groundsman just goes past, a big shout out and congratulations to the groundsman here, because from what we can see, this is another close to perfect cricket wicket.
Two runs. Very good stop that. It's important that the Pakistani Sultans do not play catch-up cricket. They've got to attack at least 2 balls every over. And the sooner they start it, it's better for them, because the field restrictions will be in their favour.
Oh, definitely. The key here is to get ahead early so that you're not chasing the whole time. Chasing just builds pressure. Get ahead early.
Good ball. How can you free your arms if that's the length?
Deep mid-wicket, protecting on the leg side, and deep fine leg. Everyone else inside the circle, as is required, be lifted after over 3 or 4, I think it is.
In the air, oh, will fall short. That was excruciatingly close as far as Sefi is concerned, because he was imagining the fielder putting in the dive. Swoop in like a seagull. Take inspiration.
Yeah, it's a bit of mistiming there, wasn't there?
Yeah, take inspiration from the visitors on the cricket ground right now.
That's it.
Watching you too closely.
You like those seagulls, don't you?
Oh, yes. What if they're scouting too?
They could be. He's looking for chips.
Oh, that's a beautiful stroke. And it's a stroke that's got a place in all formats of the game, and a special place in the coach's heart too.
Have you ever sat amongst some seagulls when you got a bucket of chips?
I haven't, but I think I've seen it in videos. Not quite sure if it's an Australian video, but I'd love to see them in person.
Yeah, they keep saying they keep
I
going.
can give you a bag of chips.
We could go and
If
test
you
it.
can recreate that.
And they keep going, mine, 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 all the time. They keep going, mine,
And
mine,
that
mine.
is how you take catches in cricket.
That's it.
Learn from the seagulls. Oh, a fantastic stop.
Have you ever seen the movie Finding Nemo?
Oh, yes, I have.
That's you see they go mine, 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 mine all the time. It's a good movie, isn't it?
Oh, it's a lovely movie.
It's
and
a lovely
I'm
movie.
surprised that you remember. It was a long time back.
I remember taking my daughter for her first movie experience was Nemo, and she was going fine until she saw Bruce the Shark.
Ah.
And then all of a sudden, that scared her. And so she grabbed me around the neck, and I couldn't see, and I'm trying to peel her off, and watched the movie and just didn't cope with Bruce the Shark.
Oh,
She's,
that is so sweet, actually.
She's 24 now. I
Yeah,
still don't think she likes
that
Bruce the
is
Shark
what,
that much.
if the makers are listening, that's what you need to keep in mind. You need to bring the sequel out quicker.
That's
Because by the time you got Finding Nemo 2, we were all grown up, including Grant, who of course missed the shark sequence, but he's still a fan.
I still remember. I will never forget Bruce the Shark. Here's a new bowler coming in southern end. Bit of pace.
Oh, that's trickling away rather fine. And that dive will be in vain. He never looked in control either. Sometimes a delicate touch can prick you more than a punch.
Yeah, that was a glide. That was an intentional glide down through about first, second slip. Deep fine man flew around but just couldn't cut it off.
The Australian Kangaroos have arrived to find out very soon who their counterparts are going to be in the grand finale of ACL Under-19. And that single will still be complete. In fact, there's another one coming up. That is going to frustrate the coach.
Is that Safi out there? He picked up, shied. Had a couple of people backing up, but the fumble was enough to bring up two. Shows good intent from the Sultans. Mir and Farouk.
Good delivery. I think Afghanistan Eagles have learned that change in pace is something that's very, very important on this surface.
Down, one knee. That's gone the journey. Great shot. Anchored himself on the crease, got down on one knee. The big levers. Full swing. Lovely shot from Mir. Over deep, long on for 6. And that was right in his wheelhouse.
Much needed 6 that. Can't get the gap this time around. But it always helps to take a single quickly because you've covered that much distance when you're dancing down the track. So even if it's hit straight to the fielder inside the circle, if you are the one taking the risky end, you always have a chance of completing the single. All right, now.
Now, I don't like the look of this. The groundsman, he's got his Hessian, which is not a good sign, and his other ground staff ready to run on covers. Their groundsmen are the best lookers at the Bureau of Meteorology sites.
Skies are important for the men who guard the surface.
What's the minimum number of overs for a game? Maybe we should check that because...
Well, 5 overs usually if it's a 20-over contest. Now it's a 12-over contest, curtailed contest. I'm hoping a couple of more overs and we can have a result.
Well, yeah, that's going to require a recalculation, isn't it? Because at the moment, I don't know why in cricket, particularly in these situations, we don't just say, well, what were you after 7 overs? We've got to be more than that. Like, for example, the Eagles were 1 for 26 after 3, and the Sultans are none for 28. So 1 fewer wickets and 2 more runs. So if you had to call it off now, for example, you'd say, well, the Sultans win.
Yeah. And starts off with a dot ball. Will do a world of good to his confidence. It's a game where, as a bowler, you can feel your confidence going for a toss if you do not start well, because the game comes thick and fast at you. There's very little time to recover, re-strategize. Becomes important for you to slow things down if you're being hit all around the park. Just like batters do, take a breather, walking all the way to the square leg position. That is a massive hit. If at all it'll be taken by the Kangaroos.
Yeah, Chetton, I reckon that was. Our man, he's been playing terrifically. Was that Chetton, you reckon? Anyway, it's out of the ground.
Chetan's catch practice is done. The coach has made a note of it. Others get in line.
I liked how the rest of his team, yours, and he took it.
The Seagulls still shouted mine, didn't they? The shot was hit towards deep mid-wicket. Seagulls are shouting from third man.
Wow, this is good batting by the Sultans. Mir and Farouk each stepping up.
I'll tell you what, Grant, you're the first commentator I met who remembers Finding Nemo the movie word by word, dialogue by dialogue.
Yeah, they didn't have a big speaking part, the Seagulls, I must admit. And,
Yeah.
and it was very sameish. So I can't really take heaps of credit, but I'll take it. No, I will take it.
All right, fine legs inside the circle. Third man's inside the circle. That allows him to post a long on now. Finds the gap. Accesses the gap beautifully by using the depth of the crease, and then it was all about a gentle touch as the outfield takes over. A much needed boundary keeps them in the hunt. Mir moves on to 28.
I wonder if it was Safa's idea to bring himself onto the northern end, or whether the captain said that, because when he first bowled from the southern end, albeit in an evening game under lights, it seemed to really suit him. There's no breeze, there's not a breath of air out there at the moment of note. So I wonder if he had choice of ends, or whether he was told. It just doesn't seem quite as getting the bounce that he got from the northern end. And it's starting to get away from the Eagles here a little bit. They'll need every one of their, at the moment, 121.
Say if he loses his rhythm and does the right thing of not going ahead and bowling. That's what you want to do as a fast bowler who usually thrives on rhythm. If you do not feel 100%, it's okay to pull out of the delivery. You're well within your rights to do so. And it's good that these habits are also cultivated in the under-19 level itself, in the age group level itself, because when you represent the higher levels of cricket, you want those little things to be done right so that you can concentrate on the bigger picture. It's always great to form good habits early on.
Most definitely. Yeah, this is where you do it. I want to encourage mistakes, but often people learn best from them.
Oh, that's a massive hit on the leg side. No deep mid-wicket meant an invitation for him to use the long handle. It's one of his favourite shots, and he's not going to refrain from going ahead and doing it again if it's that line as well. Farouk moves into double figures, 44 for no loss in 4 overs. Pakistani Sultans are getting a move on.
And they career well ahead of the Eagles at the same time, who are 1 for 32. So they're actually 12 runs ahead. Admittedly, the Eagles did accelerate from about over 6, but this is really compelling batting. Farouk 13, Mir 29, no wicket for 44 after 4.
121 runs required. 121 runs required for victory. That was the target, and that still is. They've knocked off 44 and are finding rhythm. The men in green. Leggy has been exciting to watch because he always has something cooking. And the non-strike is in, I feel he'll have a little more time to think about that shot selection.
They need exactly 9.6 and over, and that's exactly what the Eagles finished on, which was 9.6. So this is still close, but what it does say is that the Sultans only have to maintain this current run rate and they will get the 121, because the Eagles, as we stated, they really accelerated around over 6 and 7. So to your point earlier, Suas, they're ahead of the game. They've got themselves line ball with it, slightly in front, and given that they haven't lost a wicket, you'd have to say advantage the Sultans at the moment. Still a long way to go.
Yes, and it's a very deep batting order as well. In terms of batting prowess, lots of options. 2 runs, might even come back for 3.
And there's our first 3 for the Sultans, 2 in total for the Eagles. Missed by the keeper down. I'm not sure. What was the signal? Was that buys? Sorry, I missed it. Down the ground. That's gone the journey. That'll be caught. Well, it's gone over the top of Sahal, the manager of the Pakistani side, and getting a clap from his manager and coaches down there. Terrific shot. The deep long on could do nothing but watch that ball sail over the top of his head.
Just the kind of start they were dreaming of, the Pakistani Sultans. What an opening stand, 55 for no loss. And it's been risk-free cricket. Ooh, this one troubled the batter a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like it skid off a little bit. There's a bye.
But in hindsight, it troubled the keeper a little more.
Yeah, keeper needs to support his leg spinner who's bowling nicely. Stay low. So he's hurt his knee a little bit, but stay low.
One of these two sides, Sultans or the Eagles, they've got to be prepared to play another game, which is the grand finale.
And given that this is a shortened game, I think that's a benefit.
And the reason I say that is to tell the viewers that we're having the finale today itself, due to inclement weather tomorrow.
Yeah, there's some 2 major rain systems about to collide at this part of the world, and That's going to cause a downpour, deluge of rain. So the good news is the head groundsman's just picked up his wheelbarrow of Hessian and he's gone back in under for a cup of tea. And his mates have also dropped the covers, so that's a good sign.
May the tea break last as long as possible.
Absolutely. None for 56 after 5 at the same time. The Eagles were 1 for 42. Advantage of at least 14 runs. Well, it is 14 runs for the Sultans with the loss of no wicket. So definitely advantage Pakistan Sultans after 5 overs. Need a wicket. They need a wicket. They need it fairly quickly. Because what normally happens is wicket can bring a slowdown in the scoring rate. The new player comes out, wants a couple of siders, get a couple of dot balls. And this looked like it. This is Smith coming into the attack. I haven't seen him bowl before. Yeah, it's Smith all right. Batted beautifully. Came in second ball, batting 3. And now they're saying, okay, this would not surprise me to see him pick up a wicket. Just when things start to roll with you and you're in good form. Let's have a look at his bowling action, leg spin, off spin. It's a very thoughtful cricketer. I know won't be happy until he gets this field placement correct. Got some cover, deep, mid off, mid on, deep, square leg, deep mid wicket, deep cover sweeper. Now is he a leg spin or off spin? Let's have a look.
Any room, he'll cut over point.
Leg spin, drags down a little bit. Let's see what the umpire says.
How different has this innings been from Farouk, especially, who's playing second fiddle to Junaid Mir?
Yeah. Farouk has hit 1 big 6. But at the moment, they're complementing themselves very nicely.
Just get a feeling that Jake's got to trust the slower one. Protection just in front of square in the deep. Tawakkal is stationed there. Beautiful placement. This is the elegant stroke making that sets him apart from all the others in the side. So pleasing and easy on the eye.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot. Without effort. Planted front foot down the wicket, followed through over the top of that short cover.
That wasn't too short. But a similar length has to be conveyed. I feel there needs to be a counter sign where he can convey it to the fielders nearby, or at least the keeper, so that keeper can take the message forward. Because the batters usually look for a single off this ball.
And that brings the left-hander Farouk onto strike. And you got a feeling if he connects with one of these, the ground's just not going to be big enough. Full toss. There's one of your seagulls had to get out of the road then. I must say
Not
that,
given.
no, well, the umpire wasn't in great position either on that occasion, being behind the stumps rather than in line with the... But anyway, you reckon that was out? It's close. Now starting to find his groove as well. Nice play. There's a real confidence. You can see a spring in the step of the batters.
Sultans are ruling, true to their name. 70 for no loss, cruising towards victory. And the opening stand, they walked out there with a promise. They're keeping the promise. It's not the best of his deliveries. Every time he's straight down on the leg side, there has been runs. 4 of them or 1 of them. It's not been a dot ball.
It's not usually a line a bowler.
It can't be a wicket-taking line either.
No, it's not a line that a bowler wants. I think that'll be the end of Smith's spell.
6 overs gone at the halfway stage. 71 for no loss.
And at the same stage, the Eagles were 1 for 54, and we thought they were going well. None for 71. The Sultans aren't just in front, they're well in front. 17, in fact. And still for the loss of no wicket. Mir batting beautifully. And Farouk starting to find his groove. And at none for 71, you've just got a feeling they're going to do this in a canter. Farouk on strike. We just need a wicket now, the Afghanistan Eagles. They need this wicket to stem this flow of runs. Did he touch that? He did. That's out. What a way to be given out. And that's just maybe the luck that the Afghan Eagles need. A run out. What a shame. Backing up. That's a horrible way to get out. And that's the end of a really good innings by Mir. In his 40s. And sometimes you just need that element of luck to change things around, and could that be it? Bowler knew as soon as he touched it back onto the wickets that the batter was out, and that was a very, very good innings with Mir. What a shame to lose his innings that way. But there you go, that's cricket. That can happen. Sometimes these types of dismissals can lead to a real shift and change of momentum. What's that do to Farouk's mindset? Norenbergen, yeah. Norenbergen's the new batter for the Sultans. Farouk, the left-hander, is still on strike, of course. And let's see if that builds a bit of energy for the Eagles.
The responsibility on Farouk increases now after the departure of his partner. Now joined by Newbergen. Farouk has been playing second fiddle, something I've never seen him do. Perhaps another feather in the cap of playing second fiddle if the team requires him to. But the problem is he's plucking that feather off the Eagles. Newbergen.
So the Eagles need a big couple of overs of dot balls, wickets. Well, they've achieved the wicket. One of those match-turning overs. Newbergen now on strike. There's a dot ball. Now let's see if we can follow up with a dot ball for the Eagles here. Just a glide. 1 run. Down to deep third man. So often that wicket can just change things up for the fielding team. They were desperate for a wicket and looked like they were so set, both batters.
The roles are clear. Farouk wants to play the sheet anchor's role while all the other batters bat around him. Not a bad ploy. Grant, we talked about adapting as a cricketer, and to learn that skill of adaptability young, it always helps. Not just in cricket but in life. And to see someone like Farouk assume responsibility, but of a different kind up top, does tell you there's so much scope of learning, even if you're an opening batter who usually smashes the ball to all parts. 75 for 1.
Yeah, that's when you start team performance. One of the things we love about it is that mix of having to be an individual amongst a team, and also, as you just quite rightly said then, being able to adapt to what the team requires. Norbergen on strike, number 13. He's on 2. Farouk, 21.
46 of 30 deliveries. That's the equation.
The Eagles were able to drag that back a little bit, 1 for 75. At the same time, they were 1 for 61. So that's a difference of 14. Just making him wait here a little bit. New batter on strike. Fresh to the crease. Glide down for 1. And they don't need to play too many inventive shots. They don't. Now they've put themselves in a position where they can just play normal cricket, and unless the Eagles come up with something, they should be able to do this quite comfortably. But as we funny game cricket, a couple of big overs by the Eagles, a couple of quick wickets, and they're right back into the game.
Third man comes inside the circle, fine leg drops back, and he's been pushed slightly wider. And it's Dave who's setting the field right now.
Just don't feel he's quite sure what to do on this leg side. He got the deep mid wicket, pushing them around. Deep square leg, short fine leg. So don't bowl on the pads.
Easy couple of runs available on the leg side though. Soft hands and he can get them.
Oh, he's throwing that.
That's just not there. He's got to go for the second run. Unnecessary throw.
Yeah, that's a lack of concentration. He's apologising. He's saying to his mates, "Look, sorry about that." But that's where you just have a bit of, you need some match awareness to say, every run is critical. Just throw it away.
He's found the gap. And at least 2 runs before Saif puts the dive in. 3. 3 now because he dived a little early.
It's not the first time I've seen that. You mistime the slide, come up empty.
Come up empty.
Yeah, like you thought you were going to get the ball in your hand and then you look down and it's empty.
Slide's also got to be well timed, as you rightly mentioned. You can't delay the slide too much.
And you can't lead too much with your knee either, because then you end up burying your knee into the turf.
That is also true. But the groundsmen have given us a wonderful cricket ground, which doesn't take a toll on your knees and ankles, especially if you're a fast bowler running in. That is a magical hit. Man in the deep. Has he posted? He has. Unbelievable catch this.
And who is it? It's my man Jake Smith, who as soon as that hit the air, he was after it. And as soon as I saw it was him, I thought, there's every chance he's going to catch this. And he does. That's the sort of change that could make a big change to the game.
He is a true eagle. He's got a pair of wings under that jersey. Look at him fly. That was hit really well. That was traveling the distance, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, that was going for 6. He misses it at 6. He catches it and he keeps his team in the game. He's an athlete. Wouldn't be surprised if he plays a bit of rugby or something as well. And didn't he enjoy that too? So you should. Cricket throws up so many challenges. First of all, you're going to say to yourself, am I going to accept this challenge? Well, that was a big tick, because he went straight after it as soon as he saw the ball in the air. And the second one is, am I going to make that challenge? Am I going to be successful?
If you're a Smith in cricket in Australia, you're born to fly.
Yep, we've had some good Smiths. We had quite a few Smiths play for Australia, but none better than the current one, of course. He's been brilliant for a long period of time. Not sure that he's an opener, but we'll work that out. Don't play another test until we play the great Indian side at the end of the year now. So, see what the selectors do there. Back to this game. Oh, and see what happens. The new batter comes out and there's a bit of confusion. He thinks there's one. He wants to get off the mark. And that's what a wicket. If Smith doesn't take the catch, the new batter's not out there, obviously.
So itchy. The mark. Someone write the word yards alongside his jersey number. Really confused as to how much there is to run in cover. Complete 1 run.
One run, but let's not forget also that he saved 6. So that makes a big difference to the run rate. So at the end of 8 overs, 2 for 82, instead of 1 for 88. Well, the pressure starts to build. A third wicket goes. For the Sultans. And this all started with a knock on from the bowler onto the stumps to run out the attacking Mer, who was in terrific form. That was followed by a hard hit shot down the ground in the air, with Jake Smith diving full length to his left to not only save the 6 but take the catch. And now, the last wicket, after being skied to mid-wicket, runs in to just short of the circle and takes that catch. And if the Eagles are to win this, they're going to thank some very effective fielding. And it's very line ball. At the end of the 9th over, the Eagles were 1 for 85. And at the moment, the score is 2 for 86. You batter to the crease. Sadiq stands, delivers. Will just get one. Hit it too hard out there.
Very tough. Very tough. Just get a feeling that
Well,
the
I know
Eagles
you
might be
love.
able to
Oh, Eagles, right?
eke out a win here because they're trying to figure out where not to bowl to Sadiq at least so that a few deliveries can be wasted. It all depends on how much of strike can Sadiq feed to Farooq, because it's not the kind of a wicket where you can go for the big shots as soon as you come in.
So, just taking into account the first couple of overs where it was very similar, there was a surge from the Pakistan Sultans in those middle overs. Now, the comparison at the same time, the Eagles 1 for 85, the Sultans 2 for 88. 3 overs to go, so very, very much line ball. The Eagles have fought their way back into this.
Luckman, who gave away 7 in his first over but picked up a crucial wicket. Single is a good result for Afghanistan Eagles. Sultans under pressure. They've got to deliver.
32 required off 17.
Oh, just the kind of semi-final you want.
Just what the doctor ordered. It's another saying we've got. I don't know if you guys, but that's exactly what we wanted. Something close, something hard fought. And we're getting good quality cricket.
Swing and a miss. And this is the reason we in the commentary box believe that it's not the kind of surface where you can come in and start to go bang bang immediately. There will be a couple of dot balls and you got to anticipate that and bat accordingly. Pressure on the captain Sadiq. That's exactly why Farooq's importance grows magnifies right now. And his importance grows many folds. Now that is a single which is important, because Farooq will swing for the fences.
Now, is that a fielder or that's a manager walking around the red cap? And where are they putting our man Jake Smith? They're putting him a deep long on. So he's in the firing line, Jake. 31 off 15. think he will be eyeing off that long on deep mid-wicket boundary, because a boundary would really release some pressure. Down a mid-off, you come across, he'll put in a dive and he gets the boundary he needs on the offside. Terrific shot, Farouk. Boundaries certainly make a difference at this stage. 27 off 14. Gave him a little bit of width outside off stump and he took full toll.
As long as there is a set batter out there, it's game on. And the Eagles know the importance. Sadiq wants to run full tilt for the second run. Gets it as the throw is a little delayed. This is marvellous running between the wickets. And Pakistani Sultans are doing the 1%ers right, Grant. 25 or 14.
Well, they've put themselves in this position where they can still just play just normally. Good cricket shots. Pressure on the field. And albeit it's still going to be close, it's going to be very close. They're in a good shape. And that's the end of the over. 3 for 96. At the same stage, 1 for 94. The Eagles, 2 overs remaining. $25 required of 2. 25 required of 2. Sadiq and Farouk surveying the field. Where can we get a boundary? Where can we bring this total down quickly so that we don't need too many to chase in the last over? There's a dot, and a dot is like absolute gold at this stage of the game.
Sadiq is swinging. He's only getting air in return. At the moment, just get a feeling that Afzal, rather than throwing the kitchen sink at it, would be better if he could just quietly pick up a single. Leave it to Farouk.
That's game awareness, and I totally agree. Just get bat to ball, change ends.
Gets the single that's required. Oh, wants to come back for 2. Farouk has to hurry. Farouk is in trouble. The second was an absolute harakiri. Sultans have committed a blunder under pressure. A set batter diving in disdain. For 2. Farouk has to hurry. Farouk is in. Dear, oh dear.
That really surprises me, Suas. The player that has been playing so well, Farouk, had everything under control. We spoke about just getting down the other end and taking responsibility for the runs himself. Chose to field, picks up, throws, no mistake by the Eagles, run out. And that's the second run out of the innings.
And a huge run out indeed. What a wicket this is. A struggling Sadiq, a new Rafi. Exactly what the Eagles wanted. A new layer of emotion now. A new layer of thrill now. Added to this game. 24 of 10.
Drive down the ground. They'll look for two. And no, hold up.
A second was a stretch, clearly.
There was a stretch. And I don't mind that. I don't mind that. The batter says, yeah, look, I'm not putting... And he comes back for two. Wicketkeeper's end. He'll make it. The thrower's off. They had to take that one. 21 off 8. And this has been a really nice over. There's the 100 up, 4 for 100. And now it's the Eagles with their noses in front. Swing, miss, stop ball. (21 off 7).
It's getting tougher and tougher for the Sultans.
And that's just for the tie. It's actually 22. It's 4 for 100, and the total is 121. It's actually 22 to win off 7. And what an over. This has been a really good over for the Eagles. Down the ground in the edge, caught! There's a wicket! Straight down the throat of the short cover in the circle. Didn't get the elevation he was looking for, and that's the 5th wicket down for the Pakistan Sultans.
That'll do the trick. Rafi removed for just 2. Sultans in deeper trouble. All eyes on Captain Sadiq to provide a magical finish. The Eagles have clawed themselves back into this game.
Well, if it's going to be magical, he's going to have to pull a rabbit out of his hat here, because at 22 off 6.
Eagles know how to hunt rabbits.
Righto, well, I hope your sporting come animal come magic analogy all lines up, Suez. Because so do the Sultans. Hasn't this been a terrific game of cricket? It's ebbed and flowed. There was... Sultans looked like they had it well in hand. It just goes to show, having runs on the board.
The Afghanistan flag comes out, and just a glimpse of it to every player who's out there will boost the morale. What a game of cricket we are having. This is exactly why, viewers, we were praying that the clouds stay away, especially the ones filled with water.
Big shot coming up. There it goes.
Oh, shot. That'll have a little bit of torque as well to take it further away from the fielder. Gets the boundary. Much required. Starts off with the boundary. Tala believes. Sadiq believes. Moves on to 8.
Lovely timing by Sadiq. Cleared the infield, found the gap. Desperate dive from deep cover. Couldn't reel it in. Game on. 5 balls remaining, 18 required. And again, it's going to the top of the infield, down for 4.
Back-to-back boundaries. And couldn't have chosen a better time. The captain is holding this innings by a bare margin.
So
This innings is being held by a thread right now.
the ball pitched up outside off. Both go for 4. The danger here is that he drags down looking for the short, faster ball that could be right in Sadiq's wheelhouse. He's on 12, standing back of the crease.
Oh well, it's important that the Eagles take a little bit of time to settle down. Sadiq is high on adrenaline, ready to swing at the fences once again. He scored 2 boundaries and in regions very difficult to score in. Straight down the ground, long off in place, will take a single, has to rush back for 2. Second is a stretch once again, he's gone. Involved in the second run out, but it is a sacrifice from Tala because Sadiq can still take strike.
They only get credited 1 for that. It went down to Smith, who fumbled. But the fumble was enough to ensure that he came back for 2. And it was well out in the end, but he has, Suaz said, he had to take that. The missed field could have made it 12.
Importantly for the Sultans, Sadiq is back on strike.
13 required of 3, mathematically possible.
13 of 3, you're looking at who to send out there. Someone who can run as quickly as possible or someone who can smash the ball a long way. Ideal would be both these attributes in one person.
And what I'm thinking if I'm the Eagles, no wides, no balls. Definitely no balls. If he can land these 3, keeps his team well in it.
Dave is making the fine adjustments on the field. Everyone's at the edge of the 30-yard circle. The ones inside the 30-yard circle have decided to stay at the edge of it, not taking a big start. 13 of 3. Does this ball have an appointment with the boundary rope? Long off. Has to hurry. Oh, Sadiq slips. The
Oh!
Collision. 2 runs added to the tally. I really hope Khan is all right.
We didn't quite see what happened then. Did he just collide with the player, or did was the ball involved?
The bad news is twofold actually. One is that it's going to take a little bit extra time to finish this game, and rain is around the corner. You want to finish as quickly as possible so that you can begin the grand finale quickly as well. And the second is Khan might not be 100% when he has to run for the next 2 deliveries too. But I'll tell you what, even if he has to run, the deliveries have to find a place outside the fence. Looking at it from Sultan's point of view. No balls, yes. Too often we've seen this happen in an IPL final. Chased down by Chennai Super Kings. 10 required. Pakistan Need 10 runs to win, it says, in 2 balls. Doesn't get the elevation. Only a single. Celebrations start as it starts to sink in that Afghanistan Eagles are flying into the finals to take on the Kangaroos. Last ball. Sultans, who were cruising for the first half of this 12-over shootout. Oh well, the Eagles will have to wait a little longer to start the celebrations.
Comes around. That's the end of the game. The Afghanistan Eagles have gone through, and that's a big win. Out goes the flag, and the Pakistan Sultans, who all the way through that innings had the run rate covered, just couldn't complete the assignment. Big win by the Afghanistan Eagles. And they'll take great confidence now into the grand finale.
Now that reminds us all of that catch by Smith. Not only was it a catch, but also 6 runs stopped. Look at the final line, the bottom line. That is almost the margin.
Oh, he changed the game. Absolutely changed the game. I've got a feeling by the time he took that catch,